I wanted to talk a bit, before we get into Omega, about the legacy of Cindy Crawford.
Okay.
And the brand of Cindy Crawford.
I started as a young model when I was 16 years old in Chicago and moved to New York when I was 20. In that time, from 16 to 20, I worked a lot with Victor Skrybnevsky in Chicago while I was still attending school. But I learned learned the ropes.
Right.
Then I came to New York, and fortunately, my agency was able to get me in with, the legends like Richard Avedon and Irving Penn and Francesco Scavullo and later Patrick Dumas-Lier and Herb Ritz. And that was really like my finishing school, and I got to work with all these great photographers. And the first kind of brand that I associated myself with was Revlon. I signed a Revlon contract when I was, I think, like 22 years old, and I was with Revlon for 17 years.
I remember well.
But not that long after that, I got involved with Omega. And my first experience with Omega was just as a model, come to do a shoot with Herb Ritz. And on that shoot, I met some of the people at Omega, and we just, I don't know, it was like kind of love at first sight, and we clicked. And they asked me to come to an event in Milan, and then another event. And eventually, I signed a contract with Omega, and now I've been with them for 20 years, longer than I've been married to Randy.
What do you look for in a good brand partnership?
Well, Omega has been a great partner, and I think originally why I got involved with Omega is because so many of what their brand attributes, quality, timelessness, luxury, aspirational, those are qualities that I would like to associate my brand, Cindy Crawford, with as well.
Right.
And they also do events like the event last night. When they do an event, they do, I think, an incredible job. It always feels like a class act.
Right.
So they've been a great partner. I've got to travel the world with them.
Why did you join this trip with Orbis?
Well, Omega has been involved with Orbis now for several years, and they had done a mission with Daniel Craig to, I think, Mongolia, on behalf, the Omega Orbis partnership. And they invited me on the second mission they were doing with Orbis to Peru. The highlight was working with Orbis and seeing the incredible work that they do, the doctors, the volunteers, that they go and they change people's lives through fixing their sight. And to be able to experience that with my daughter. And so many times we try to teach our kids things, but I've noticed that my children learn better by observing, as opposed to, if we just talk to them, it goes in one ear and out the other.
Absolutely.
But if they see me being kind or being polite, then you're modeling that behavior. So for my daughter to get to see me, look, we had a fabulous trip. We went to Machu Picchu. We went to great restaurants, and then we gave back. And I think for her to see that that's how life is, you need to give back too. Right. And you can still have fun doing it. I think that's probably one great life lesson that I've been able to share with her.